and welcome. This is Baller Scoopa with Let's Play Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Now, before we get the game underway, there is an extensive story that is written in the instruction manual with some quite good illustrations of exactly what they are talking about. So, I'm gonna go ahead and read that story from the instruction manual, and I will include pictures of the instruction manual as I go along. So let me go ahead and take care of that. The story of the adventure of Link. At the end of a fierce fight, Link overthrew Ganon, took back the Triforce, and rescued Princess Zelda. However, is it all really finished? Many seasons have passed since then. Hyrule was on the road to ruin. The power that the vile heart of Ganon had left behind was causing chaos and disorder in Hyrule. What's more, even after the fall of Ganon, some of his underlings remained, waiting for Ganon's return. The key to Ganon's return was the blood of Link, the valiant lad who overthrew the King of Evil. Ganon would be revived by sacrificing Link and sprinkling his blood on the ashes of Ganon. Meanwhile, Link remained in the little kingdom of Hyrule and lent his hand to its restoration, but circumstances did not look very good. One day, a strange mark, exactly like the crest of the kingdom, appeared on the back of Link's hand as he approached his 16th birthday. The worried Link went to Impa, Princess Zelda's nursemaid, who was shocked and frightened when she saw the birthmark. When she regained her composure, she took Link to the North Castle. There was a door in the North Castle called the Door That Does Not Open. Only the descendants of the Impa family who served the king knew how to open the door. Impa took Link's left hand and pressed the back of it against the door. There was a sound of a lock falling open, the door slowly creaked open, and there on the altar in the middle of the room lay a beautiful woman. "Here lies Princess Zelda," Impa began to speak calmly. "Link, the time has come when I must tell you the legend of Zelda handed down in Hyrule. It is said that long ago, when Hyrule was one country, a great ruler maintained the peace in Hyrule using the Triforce. However, the king too was a child of man, and he died. Then, the prince of the kingdom should have become king and inherited everything, but he could inherit the Triforce only in part. The prince searched everywhere for the missing parts, but could not find them. Then, a magician close to the king brought him some unexpected news. Before he died, the king had said something about the Triforce to only the younger sister of the prince, Princess Zelda. The prince immediately questioned the princess, but she wouldn't tell him anything. After the prince, the magician threatened to put the princess into an eternal sleep if she did not talk. But even still, she said nothing. In his anger, the magician tried to cast a magic spell on the princess. The surprised prince tried to stop him, but the magician fought off the prince and went on chanting the spell. Then, when the spell was finally cast, Princess Zelda fell on that spot and entered a sleep from which she might never awake. At the same time, the magician also fell down and breathed his last. In his grief, the prince placed the princess in this room. He hoped that someday she would come back to life. So that this tragedy would never be forgotten, he ordered that every female child born into the royal household shall be given the name Zelda. From the stand next to the altar where Princess Zelda lay in a deep sleep, Impa took 6 crystals and a scroll with the same crest and handed them to Link. "For generations, my family has been handed down these things, which have been set aside for a time when a great king will come. They are written in an ancient script that no one can read now. But you who have the crest may be able to read it. It is said that the key to uniting the Triforce is hidden there. Now, it is time for you to read it." Link glanced at the scroll half in doubt. But what do you know? Although he had never seen the letters before, he found that he could read them as if they were talking to him. This was written on the scroll. "You who will control the Triforce of the future. I shall hand down to you the secrets of the Triforce. There are 3 kinds of Triforce: power, wisdom, and courage. When these 3 are brought together, the Triforce will show its maximum power. Of the 3, I have left power and wisdom in the kingdom, but the Triforce courage I have hidden for a reason. Not everybody can use the Triforce. It requires a strong character with no evil thoughts. But an inborn special quality is also necessary. Unfortunately, I have not found such a person during my lifetime. Therefore, I have decided to cast a spell on all of Hyrule. A crest will appear on a young man with that character who has been brought up correctly, has gained many kinds of experiences, and has reached a certain age. But what will happen if someone else uses the Triforce before then? If it is misused, it will produce many evils. The Triforce of Courage is hidden in the Great Palace in the Valley of Death, on the largest island in Hyrule. However, to enter there, you must first fight the Guardians and undo the binding force. When you have defeated the Guardians, which I made to prevent enemies from invading the 6 palaces in Hyrule, set a crystal in the forehead of the statue you find. When you have set crystals in all of the statues in the 6 palaces, the binding force placed on the Valley of Death will be removed, and you will be able to enter the Great Palace. There, you must fight the last Guardian. And you can obtain the Triforce only by defeating that Guardian. There's nothing to fear. You are the one to get the Triforce. You are the beacon of hope for Hyrule. Impa implored Link, who raised his head slowly after reading the scroll. The magic spell cast upon Princess Zelda will sure to be broken if this Triforce is used. Please, Link, unite the Triforce and save the princess, and bring back peace to Hyrule. Link nodded silently in approval, and left the room after taking a long glance at the altar. Then, with a magical sword in his left hand and a magical shield in his right, he set off alone on his long travels. At that time, Ganon's underlings were calling up new allies from the underworld, and were beginning to work devilishly towards the revival of Ganon. With that taken care of, it's time to head into Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. This is a direct sequel to The Legend of Zelda, if you couldn't figure that out from the story. We are going to be playing as the same character from the original game. And since they named him so explicitly and so often in the title and in the story, it feels wrong going with anything other than Link. So even though I put up a vote video, I'm just going to stick with Link. It just feels wrong doing anything else at this point. We might change his name as we go along. I might call him several names, but for the time being, he is going to be Link. As you can see, he has 3 zeros next to his name. He also has 1 sword, 1 blue bottle, and 1 heart. Those are our levels in attack, magic, and life, respectively. Let's go ahead and get the game started and see if we can't save Hyrule once more. As you can see, we only have 3 lives, and we do have a much taller and bigger Link, as because he is now 16 years old. As you can see, he's quite a good jumper. He jumps higher than his own height. That's pretty damn good. Here is Zelda lying on her bed, let's just say. We are in North Castle, and I can attack. Also, I've always found it weird that as I go this way, you can see that Link is right-handed, but over this way, he is left-handed. All right, what we want to do is leave the castle for the time being and head out to the world map. This game does function differently than the original game. This is much more like an RPG. In fact, this is pretty much an action RPG, which is a little different from how the original Legend of Zelda was played. So, as long as you stick to the road, you'll be fine, but as soon as you get off the main road, enemies will spawn, and if they catch you, you go into, well, pretty much a random encounter. Let's try it again and actually get some monsters to show up. We'll go with you. Alright, so here we can find some of these guys. Careful of the spear guys. Those guys will mess your day up if you can't time it right. Alright, well, I got a blue bottle. You stab things to pick them up, but that's not necessarily going to be too useful for me. Our first stop today is right here, actually. And I didn't actually get it because the slime got me. The random encounter takes precedence over where I actually want to go. All right, we're just gonna get out of here. Unfortunately, these guys, even though they're a big pain, they don't actually drop experience for me. All right, let's try this again. There we go. All right, here's where I wanted to go. There are some, I believe they're called aches up here. They're pretty much bats. Remind me of bats from Super Mario World. All right, try to get the timing right. It can be a little difficult. There's a little bit of a delay before the magic sword actually comes out. And that pea bag that we're seeing on the right there, that is our ultimate goal. Try to get this guy to come out so I can hit him again. There we go. All right, get down here and stab that pea bag. It gives you 50 experience points. And as a result, we have gotten to, well, it's kind of hard to say the next level, but we have enough points so that we can level up our life, which I do want to do. As you can see, it takes 200 points to level up our attack and 100 points to level up our magic. But for the time being, we can level up our life, so let's go ahead and do that. And now our life is level 2. So even though I didn't get hit to this point, just know that each hit is going to take less of that red stuff away from my life bar, because now I have more of it. All right, so we're done here. So let's go ahead and leave and head to the southeast, getting in fights along the way, simply because I want some experience. Now these areas are essentially where we can do some random fighting. Really? He just left. As soon as the screen stops, you can just walk off to the edge. It doesn't really matter which way you go. I personally like going right. It just makes more sense to me, but you can also go left. As you can see, you can also go both ways. Oh, I want to get that, and I don't know why. All right, let's just head out and continue on. We'll get into one more fight. Oh, this one again. I don't like this one. I don't like this one because the main enemy is the spear guy, and that guy doesn't give me any experience. I'm just out. I don't want to deal with the spires. All right, let's head into town, which is our goal. And we have made it to... Welcome to Rauru. We've made it to Rauru, and we can talk to people. Hello. Hi. Just try to stab them and they'll start talking. No, I wanted to talk to people, not read the sign again. How you doing? Lots of ladies around here. Sorry, I know nothing. Well, we all have our problems, don't we? Now, in order to get into a building, like, the door has to be open. For whatever reason, Link refuses to open doors here. Hello, hi. So, here's a building we can go into. Let's head in. How you doing? If all else fails, use fire. Pretty much a good goal for life. That's a good life lesson right there. Thank you for telling a 16-year-old that. Oh, old woman. We haven't talked to her yet. Return the crystal to the palace in Parappa. Interesting. Yeah, you don't know anything. I am aware. All right, here's an interesting thing. Please, let me help you. Come inside. Okay, strange lady. I can restore your life. I'm sure you can. She actually gives you a heal if you go inside her house. How that happens, let's say I don't understand. But that is definitely something that happens. Let's head further on in town. Whoa, nice nose. Only the hammer can destroy a roadblock. Interesting. Like I said, you can't, like, do anything with this. You can hit the pause menu, and that will show you some things that, well, we don't really understand, but there's nothing important there yet. We'll put it that way. Oh, how you doing? Just came out of house? Hello, hi. No, I didn't want to stab her. I want to talk to you. Talk with my father before you leave town. In here? There, we had to wait for her to open the door so I can go inside. Can I hop on your table? Apparently not. Each town has a wise man. Learn from him. Just the one? How do you determine which one's the smartest guy in town? And now we're in a dungeon! Where we can find the wise man. In Parappa Desert. Use this magic to survive. And we have learned Shield. Our first spell, our first magic. It reduces the amount of damage that we take. It's quite a nice spell. I'll be using it quite a bit. But we got what we came for, and I think we are ready to go. We'll see what else awaits us out here. Oh, how you doing, little kid? Should I crouch down like this before I talk to you? Get Candle in Parappa Palace. Go west. Well, he actually had some useful information for me. Thank you for that. All right, so now we're leaving. Yeah, it still says welcome, though. How you doing? Find the heart in southern Parappa. Hey, you look new. At least for out here. I am much too busy to talk to a stranger, he said very slowly. But we've made it out. Hooray, we made it through our first town.